Hello, everybody. Welcome to Vaginal Fantasy. Vaginal Fantasy is a romance book club where we monthly read a book with an awesome group of people on the Goodreads forum for the group and discuss it once a month with the next three people I'm going to say the names of. Veronica Belmont.
That was almost my name.
That's very close. That's really good.
How's it going? I'm sorry. I was hoping you'd pick on me last so I could finish sending this tweet out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cool.
I'll just go down the line because I literally couldn't speak English just a second ago. I was like, it was like driving really fast. I was like, I'm not ready for this.
I thought you were doing a new accent. I'm like, wait, what country's that?
No, I wasn't doing an accent. I was like just not being able to get my mouth to work because I just ate an apple. So anyway, Bonnie Burton.
Hello.
And
what? Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Am I supposed to say something?
No, I just said Kyla's name and she was just staring there.
I couldn't hear it. You stopped, Felicia. Your camera.
It did kind of, the internet kind of shut out on you for a sec.
Oh, okay.
I just assumed you forgot my name.
No. No, I didn't. Not this time.
I thought I was saying something.
Once every 7 years, you will forget my name. It's like a thing.
It's too complicated. Can you just go Kyla K?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's actually my Instagram handle. So.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Kyla K. I don't know. That's all I could get at the time. So, hi.
Hi.
I just took a bath. I smell delicious. I look like hell.
No, you smell and look delicious. It's fine. Life is good. I mean, it's what month is it? May already? It's May 1st?
Yeah.
May 2nd.
Right?
May 2nd.
What happened to the first 4 months of this year?
You had a baby.
You had a baby.
Oh, that's it. Oh, guys, I'm so tired. I went to a convention this last weekend, which was so much fun. It was my first convention in a year and a half. And I had so much fun talking to everybody and doing the panels and all that stuff. And then I got home and I was just like crashed. And then the baby was like, why did you take me somewhere that was not my time zone? I'm not going to sleep forever.
I'm shocked.
Forever and ever.
Baby. That's pretty hardcore to take the baby to the convention.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to leave her behind. And I was like, she's a small baby. She'll miss me. And I'm like, no, she's going to be fine. Next time. Whatever. Anyway.
You're not going to take her to San Diego Comic-Con, are you?
I don't know. I have to just play it by ear. Like she stays home and eats frozen milk, or she comes with me and eats my boobs. Like it's one or the other. And I'm like, I'm so anxious about my boob. Like I really want to go. I really want to feed her for a year off my boobs. But then your supply like goes up and down, and like it'll mess up on a dime. It's very delicate. It's like a vintage car, your boobs.
Yeah.
And so if you mess them up.
I'm a child of the 70s, so I'm pretty sure my mom just like alternately gave me booze and brandy and
Oh, no. So I asked my mom if she breastfed me and she went, ew, no.
What?
My dad.
80s.
So I was a child of the 70s too, and my dad used to show up in his like construction van at my mom's work, and she'd sit in the back of the van. He'd be there with me. And she'd sit in the back of the van and breastfeed me.
Wow.
And he'd just do that like every few hours. I was like,
yeah, because I don't think they had like rooms for moms back then at work. Like,
well, it was my grandmother's travel agency. I mean, she could have done it there, but I don't know why she didn't.
Yeah, my
fans are more comfortable.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure my mom alternated between booze and boob. Like I do know that my grandmother used to say that when I was teething, they would rub brandy on my gums.
No, don't do that.
That's totally normal for our age to have happened.
I mean, I turned out fine.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm pretty sure I'm okay.
I don't have any like modesty anymore. Like I was in line waiting to board the plane coming home, and the baby was like crying. And I was that person where everyone's looking at like, oh shit, they're getting on with an infant. I was like, just wait 10 minutes, we'll be on and I'll sit down and I'll feed you. She was not having that time schedule. So there I am standing with all my luggage and the carriage and the car seat. I'm like, screw it. I was like in line, standing, feeding her. And I'm like, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Here's my boarding pass.
Come on.
Yeah.
Please tell me it wasn't United.
No.
Okay.
No, it was not. Thank God. It was Delta. But anyway. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, so it's Vaginal Fantasy time.
Now that we've lost half our viewers.
Whatever. This is real, guys. We're keeping it real.
Exactly. We've talked about a lot worse. And I don't even call breastfeeding a bad thing. That's just normal.
Haswan says brandy on the nips was pretty normal for the time. Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Brandy, it's to numb the pain. So it was either brandy or whiskey. I'm pretty sure it was brandy because it was sweeter.
Oh.
That's like, I mean, I have old like home ec mother books like that say, yeah, when your infant's teething, it's okay to put that on their gums. But
Okay, that's not right. Oh wow, Magdalena is coming in here from China. This is crazy. We have people all over the world, you guys. Welcome. All right. Any other things before we? Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Sean Shundalukadiluk, whatever the hell his name is. He is amazing. He's the best mod. We are so happy to have him. The group. The only reason it's still standing is because Sean jumps in and organizes us. And he gave me some show notes this time so I can actually get the local meetups properly shouted out. So thank you, Sean, for the show notes and just being an awesome dude.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
I'm going to give a shout out to all the local groups around the world who meet around, romance books because of this group. So past events this April, Only Lovers Left in the Library met in Puerto Rico Google Hangouts.
Get out.
by the way, their show was awesome. I watched their show. It's on YouTube. I'll send a link to you guys, and I retweet them occasionally. They drink just as much as they do, and they have so much fun talking about the books that I kind of feel like they're more professional than we are.
I mean, probably. And they're in a cooler location.
I'm just going to say, if anybody watching this who wants to, if we're like on hiatus or if you're bored because we aren't doing this every week, you should watch their show.
You should watch the show. Okay. Vaginesis, which is our oldest group, I believe, is a USA Google Hangout, and they met on April 5th. April 6th, Wanton Wisconsinites met in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. April 22nd, Lady of the Great Lakes met in Ferndale, Michigan at the Green Space Cafe. April 22nd, Beers, Books, and Boobs met in Lansing, Michigan. Everybody, there's some randy people up there in the mid-Northwest. The Mellow Roses of Texas, that's new, met in Fort Worth. I love that. That's a new group.
I like that name.
Yeah, the Mellow Roses. I don't know. Maybe roses are
Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose of Texas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Yellow Roses. I get right. Maybe it met the. Huh?
Are you from Texas?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
Don't Texas shame her.
Sorry, Felicia.
The Orange County Ambassadors of Smut met in Orange, California. The Gator Baiters. Sorry, met in Gainesville, Florida. That's a new one. The Vaginistas met again twice in the Google Hangout, April 27th. The Wanton Wisconsinites also met. Oh, because we actually were on hiatus last week unexpectedly because Veronica had a headache. A migraine.
Well, it wasn't just that. I took dog medication by accident.
I mean, we were gonna go ahead with you. It was the migraine that really put us off the rails. We're fine with you, Loopy, Bonnie.
Oh, okay.
Only Lovers Left in the Library met again. Beers, Books, and Board Games met in London. The Venus Flytraps met in Dayton, Ohio. The NoHo Cream Pies met in North Hollywood, California. The VF Down Under met in Australia on a Google Hangout. Shameless in St. Louis met in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been in Missouri. That Kansas City is in Missouri. It's very weird.
It's also Kansas. You know, it's one big city, and the state line goes through it. So there is a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri. It's the same city with the state line that goes through it.
I don't care. I had great barbecue. I don't care.
Well, I'm from Kansas, so I have to tell you this, or else my parents have been.
You're from Kansas? I didn't know that.
I was born in Dodge City, Kansas.
What?
Yes.
No.
Is it all clear now?
Is that your Kansas song?
Where does Green Acres take place?
In Green Acres.
But where is Green Acres?
I want to say Vermont because they're close to New
It's the
York.
place to be.
They're close. They're close
Farm
to
living is the life for me. Next.
I'm
stretching out from far and
far
wide.
and wide.
Keep Manhattan just gave me that countryside. New York is where I'd rather stay. I personally get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
I didn't know that.
I know I have a photographic song mind for
That's impressive.
jingles and
that deserves a clap.
I could do the whole thing, but I won't.
That's impressive.
Wow. Next time we're gonna have to do a book that is appropriate for Gillian's Island.
Yes.
Open it up.
We could all sing that. Also, I know the
Whoa.
I just completely the Gumby song. I know
Gumby
Gumby.
You know, Kyla, next time you forget, just say line, and one of us will say something.
Thank you.
Okay, let me finish this. The Central European Tarts met on a Google Hangout in Europe on April 30th. 2 upcoming events. Cloudy with a Chance of Clitlit is meeting in Seattle, Washington. And the Mellow Roses of Texas are meeting again on May 21st. We did also Sean and another volunteer, Vicky from Cleft of Shadows. They are cleaning up all the local groups that are inactive now. So we'll have a more streamlined, easy to peruse local groups folder, thanks to Sean and Vicky. And Cleft of Shadows is a WoW guild for the Vaginal Fantasy group. So if you are interested in playing World of Warcraft, check out that guild. All right. Any comments or what are you guys drinking tonight? Let's go over that before we get into the book.
Drinking Raspberry Rush kombucha mixed with a lot of gin, and because that's kind of healthy, right? And
It's kind of like double alcohol because kombucha already has a little bit of alcohol in it. Yeah,
it's fermented, and then I'm trying to use. I have a lot of leftover vodka. I shouldn't say leftovers. You can store it, but I just have a lot of vodka for some reason, so I'm trying to use it up. So I'm using Sky Vodka, and then I've got Harvey Birdman because we read something called The Falconer that doesn't have falcons.
that was good that you got a Harvey Birdman. That's good.
And I'm wearing a bird necklace. I try to put birds in the.
Wait, isn't that Space Ghost?
That's Space Ghost. That's not her. I mean,
damn it.
Wow, you really got
a second.
Sorry.
Is this a nickname for Space Ghost?
I started early. I'm sorry. You're right. It's Space Ghost.
So your second drink will be.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
There's a Birdman, like the Michael Keaton movie you have a novelty glass for that?
An actual Hanna-Barbera superhero character.
Harvey Birdman. He's a lawyer.
I know, you guys.
He was originally a real superhero character, and then he was remade by Cartoon Network into a lawyer. That's what Cartoon Network does, is they take original stuff from Hanna-Barbera and then twist it.
Are you nerd-splaining Cartoon Network?
Are you cartoon-splaining?
Women's women-splaining.
Might be. Sorry.
I'm drinking beer. I'm having a Puerto Rico.
Oh, clever.
Which is a pun and a beer, so I'm on board.
Kyla, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. Well, I've got like my regular, Tang, but then I've got this.
Wait. What's in the mason jar?
Well, it's
Tang.
This thing's always in it. Vodka.
Yeah, vodka and Tang.
It's in this.
Oh.
It's a fizzy, no calorie.
Got
drink.
It.
Flavor thing and some soda water.
Some modern Neil Armstrong.
Yes, but I'm also drinking this thing that we got. It's not the apple pie moonshine, which is the one that I really want. This is just malt, but it's still high in alcohol content. But I really want to get the apple pie moonshine.
Yeah,
that's the stuff that's like Dragon Con that you just get wasted on.
It's so good. It's so good.
But this is really good too. So I'm just kind of sipping at it because it tastes good.
Well, I'm drinking water and I have an apple because I'm 10 pounds overweight and I just gained 3 pounds, which I'm supposed to be losing weight steadily after the baby. And I just keep having cookies.
Maybe it's water weight because you're drinking so much water.
Don't you still have to like make milk weight for?
Yeah, but so I could say you could safely lose 1 pound a week, which I should be 5 pounds less because I literally weigh more than I did a month ago now because I've been really bad about my diet.
Safely lose. What's unsafe?
Well, if you lose more than 1, your boobs. It's all about my boobs, Bonnie.
Yeah, boobs can be made. Boobs can be made. You can get them redone.
No, the milk in your boobs.
For the baby.
Your milk will go away. Milk goes away.
Well, I mean, after you do the milk thing, just get a boob job like all Hollywood moms.
What? Oh, I don't care about floppy boobies. I'm fine with them just hanging on the floor. It's
it's just you got to maintain the caloric intake so the boobs keep making the milk. And then, but you're also, the baby's eating the milk, and so you lose weight because you're like pumping your calories into the milk. And so
that's what they say. But this is what I hear.
I don't know from experience.
A lot of women.
What's this moment?
It's my boob dance.
A lot of women end up like because you burn like supposedly about 500 extra calories by breastfeeding a day, but then a lot of them are so hungry too. That they're just like, I need those 500 extra calories, and I need them in cookie or pie form.
That's what I keep doing.
I know it's a beautiful thing, but I keep thinking aliens. I don't know why. This is the single girl who will never have children right here. Because every time I think of breastfeeding, I just think of like every horror film where a baby went crazy.
Oh, Jesus. Let's talk about the book, huh? All right, let's talk about some books.
Hey,
Is it this one?
Let's talk about the book.
Okay, the book is The Falconer. It's by Elizabeth May, and here's the description. I'm going to reading it. One girl's nightmare is this girl's fairy tale. She's a stunner. Edinburgh, 1844. Edinburgh. 18-year-old lady Ileana Cameron, the only daughter of the Marquess of Douglas, has everything a girl could dream of. Brains, charms, wealth, a title, and drop-dead beauty. She's a liar. But Ileana only looks the part of an aristocratic young lady. She's leading a double life. She has a rare ability to sense Sith Shan. However that word is pronounced.
When the Sith hits the Shan.
The Shan. And with the aid of a mysterious mentor has spent the years since her mother died learning how to kill them. She's a murderer. Now, Ileana is dedicated to slaying the Fae before they take innocent lives. With her knack of inventing ingenious tools, ingenious tools. I didn't get any sleep last night. Ingenious tools and weapons, from flying machines to detonators to lightning pistols. Ruthless Ileana has one goal: destroy the fairy who destroyed her mother. She's a falconer, the last in a line of female warriors built with a gift for hunting and killing the Fae. Ileana is the sole hope of preventing a powerful fairy population from massacring all of humanity. Suddenly, her quest is a lot more complicated. She still longs to avenge her mother's murder, but she'll have to save the world first. This is the first in a volume of a trilogy. Okay. The Falconer.
By the way, I know I'm out of shape when I have to lift up a book for a long intro. And I could feel it right here. Like, I feel like we could do a workout video just holding up.
Just like book.
The goal is you have to hold up the book steady and then read the entire back out loud. Put it down, pick up another book, do that. I feel like that'd be a good book workout.
It could be. Eowyn97 just realized I read the wrong book. Oops.
What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't?
Eowyn did. Eowyn did.
Oh, well. That's
maybe I just pronounced everything wrong, and so it's a different book.
No, I have a pet peeve. We've talked about this before in the show, but I always have a pet peeve that when authors spell their characters' names into unpronounceable, like you don't know phonetically right off the bat. It's not like George or Carol.
Ileana.
But I mean, come on.
I was like Elena. I just figured it was Elena. And it was kind of like the way they spelled Eleanor of Aquitaine, back in the day.
Anyway,
but like the Scythian. Come on.
Ilana. Yeah, maybe it's is it like Alana?
Ilana, maybe? Ilana Cameron?
I'm going with Elena. That's what I'm.
Elena?
Right, it's fine.
I'm sticking with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just agree on that.
Let's agree on that one.
Okay.
Ilana. Let's just say Ilana, and then it will be wrong. Okay, Kyla, we're going first with you. What did you think of the book?
I really liked it. I did feel like they kind of jam-packed a lot of genres in there, but I was like, why is there steampunk? And okay, but I didn't mind either. So because it's all my favorite things. So I have to say that my favorite parts were when she would be, back trying to be a lady. Because I like that part, where you're a lady but you're not a lady. She's got the secret. And I thought she was a really good heroine, and I liked her sidekicks. I liked that it didn't turn out to be Twilight. It was a girl and a dude, but not that couldn't have been like Twilight. God, sticking my foot in my mouth. And then, I don't know. The guy was fine, but I liked her the best. And I liked the world a lot. It doesn't take much for me, It's like, it's Scottish. She's like a cool lady. She's trying to kill fairies. It's great.
Okay. No, that's good. That was a good review. I liked it. Bonnie, what'd you think?
I picked the book, so if you hated it, you can blame me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't read the book before I picked it, and I was like, Falconer, I love birds. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's no birds in this book.
You're right. There weren't any birds.
None at all. No, zero birds. Zero birds in Falconer.
I mean, and there was some discussion in the forums about this. Like, why did they call it that? Why didn't they call it like Fae Hunter or Falconer or
Falconer?
Falconer would have been easy because she's faking a double life and she's killing Fae and she's a hunter, so Falconer.
Right. Or what about Fae Killer? That's it.
What I was, yeah, Fakeler.
Fakeler.
Well, that sounds like specular, which is
Sounds like a sexual
creepy.
thing. Yeah. I don't know. Well,
Fake Killer would be awesome.
We know the Falconer used to have birds, Crocheter of Destiny, in the chat. We know they used to, but they weren't any birds in this book, is what we're saying.
I mean, I hope in a sequel, because it is a trilogy, I hope in one book she has a falcon. That's all.
Because the birds were implied.
Or if she's going to play Derek to be her falcon.
Yeah, it's like, I'd hate to think she put a bird on it just to sell it. So,
I feel like the birds are really good friends of mine, and they've been doing a really good job. They're getting better and better, and people are talking about them more and more.
Now chat is like falcon-splaining. Like, I know.
Oh my god.
Like, we know why she's called the Falconer. We're just saying there were no falcons.
There's no falcons
in this book.
Well, the worst part is
there's no falcons. There's no flock of seagulls. There's no chippities. I just made up a bird.
The problem is that I mean, I know that this is my turn, but Finley Shards points out something I would have. It's having actually done falconry for years. I'm disappointed. Also, there was a woman, Jenna, I think.
Jenna Wagenrich.
She linked an article in the New York Times about her being a falconer and how excited she was
this
about
was
this
what I'm
book.
going to talk about. She's a goddamn motherfucking real life falconer. She
like
lives
a
in a
superhero.
she has like a barn with goats and ducks and dogs and falcons and all sorts of creatures. And she gave up her career and she's like, I'm going to go live in the woods and be like a badass falconer, like in the wintertime. And in the summertime, it's going to be baby goats up to my neck. It's just
and you just get to ride around on your horse, just like
she's just
super
like living
cool with like your gauntlet, and you're surveying your domain.
She's so epic. Like
we should write a book about her.
I know.
I would read a romance book about her.
Yeah, honestly, we retweeted the picture of her with the falcon, like a real falcon.
Yeah.
On her arm, like
it's the real deal.
Go to the Vaginal Fantasy Twitter account, you'll see it. Just scroll down. But
I don't even want to talk about the book. I just want to talk about Jenna and her life. I love her life.
We could have her on as a guest if we ever do a bird book
with an actual a book that's with an actual bird in it.
Yeah, I think the next time we pick a romance book that's got an actual falcon in it, we should invite her as a guest.
We should write it because listen. Here's the plot. I am a falcon. I'm a falconer, and then my falcon dies, and then a falcon just comes, and I tame this falcon, and then he turns into a man, and then we have sex.
Oh, it's like Lady Hawk.
So it's Lady Hawk.
Yes,
but it's Man Hawk.
He's a hawk, and you get to be the wolf.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if
it's real like touch and go, because like when you let the falcons go, like you don't know if they're gonna come back or not.
Yeah.
So it's like if you love something, you set it free, and if it comes back, you know it's real, and that's like real romance.
Yeah. And then they sex it up.
And it comes back, and you get laid, and it's great.
And then they have sex.
And then in the middle of it, in the middle of sex, he turns back into a falcon, and you're like, whoa! But
like this got weird real fast. Get out of here.
Isn't it if you're older too? Isn't that slang like a chicken hawk? If you like date younger chicks,
I thought it was a chicken head. I don't think chicken hawk is a thing.
Is a chicken hawk a thing?
I thought it's chicken head. I think it's a chicken head. And I'm not going to demonstrate.
That's what the little brainy bird on
Falconer
Leghorn was. He was a chicken hawk that didn't want to hunt. Remember?
Yeah.
Just
what does that have to do with
I would not have sex with Foghorn Leghorn, just for the record.
I say, Felicia, I say.
That's because he's
your boobs, I say.
Because he's like the Donald Trump of birds.
Ew. What does a bird penis look like? Let me just look one up.
No. You don't want to. You don't want to see that. It's not good. It's not
one of those barbed things, isn't it?
It's not.
Oh my god!
I told you not to look.
I really hope someone makes that an animated GIF of Felicia looking up.
Stop
oh
it! Stop looking. You're not looking at duck penises, are you? Because those are the worst.
Yes, duck penises.
It is duck.
No,
penises.
don't do it. You'll never think of Daffy Duck the same way again.
I'm traumatized.
It's like, how does Daffy Duck even? Wait, is it Donald Duck? Donald ducking it. Donald ducking it.
Donald doesn't have pants.
His
How
feathers.
does he hide his little corkscrew?
His feathers.
Oh, it's not little. It wouldn't be little.
His fluffy feathers.
We warned you. We tried.
We did warn you.
Why was it? Why is it? What is the with the duck penis? What should be named? It should be named the Ducker, and that would be a really bad porno.
That would be. Maybe it's a Chuck Tingle book.
Maybe. It probably already is.
Yeah, it probably is.
Okay, chicken.
Oh, did you still want me to tell you what I thought of the
Yeah,
book?
go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
still have to do that too. It's okay. I started
Okay.
this. I feel.
No, it's all right.
I mean, I liked the book, even though there's no birds or bird penises in it anywhere. It's kind of like if you aren't used to fantasy books, it's a great book because it has everything. Like Kyla said, it has all the usual tropes, and at least there's no like super bad tropes. Like there's a love triangle, but it's not really that bad. I mean, it's an interesting love triangle, I thought, and. Yeah, there's like some stereotypical stuff in there. Like she's kind of a Mary Sue because she's great at everything. She's super pretty and blah, blah, blah. But, and she has a sassy gay friend who's a pixie who, by the way, I kept thinking of Tom Link because this pixie likes to sew. And I love that Tom Link does like his versions of like red carpet fashion and the Met Gala.
He's got millions of Instagram views. He's a celebrity, guys.
Well, he's actually been reporting for fashion magazines now. So
exactly.
He's like Insta famous and everything.
Yeah, so I kept thinking of him in that character role, which made it better. Because anytime I can like picture my friends in the role or actors I know in the roles, it makes a book better. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I kind of want to read the second book to see if it kind of matures a bit.
Yeah.
Because it did seem kind of average. It didn't blow my socks off, but at the same time, it didn't make me angry. Where we've had books that made me angry. Why does Veronica look shocked?
It made me angry, but for
Okay, Veronica's turn. Veronica's turn. Overall thoughts, Veronica.
Overall, I liked it. Overall, I thought it was pretty interesting. At first, I was a little bit annoyed by her because she was doing like the overall, like the rage was just a bit much in the beginning. It was like a little too one-dimensional. It was like, I have to kill. I have to smell I have to absorb their dying breath. And it was like, oh God, right, chill out. And then I kind of like, you learn the backstory a little bit. You kind of get it. And you kind of like understand like why she feels that way and yada, yada. And I thought it was pretty good. Like the kind of like ambiguous love story between her and her best friend's brother was kind of like Gavin, like I liked him, and it really seemed like there was going to be some chemistry there, especially from their past. But she was just so into her elf, her fairy, her fae,
Kieran.
Names are hard. And so, yeah, I got into it. The steampunk thing was kind of funny. It felt like a very like side story, like that didn't really have to do with the book at all. It was just kind of there, which is fine. Oh, the Tamaranian thinks Gavin is gay. I didn't get that.
Really? I didn't get that either. Was that something I missed?
I don't know. We'll have to see what other people think. Yeah, I didn't read that at all. It just seemed like they just were like, our chemistry is just not there, I guess. But at the end is what killed me because that was the most bullshit cliffhanger goddamn ending I have read in years.
Yeah,
like, all that buildup and it's just like, bloop, done. Like what? Like it just nothing. Like I was furious. And so that very much annoyed me. I felt like they could have had some kind of ending that wasn't leave more to the imagination so we can go on to the next books without it being like a literal just page ender. Like, like that was crazy.
No, it was very abrupt.
Does
Very abrupt.
anyone watching that's in our like YouTube chat or whatever, do they know if the second book actually finishes that cliff?
I read the first like segment from the second book, like because it was at the ending of the Kindle version,
Right?
And so it kind of like picks up. So I don't really know what happened there, but it was like, oh, was I just gonna? I was just
See,
gonna
when
say
books do that,
something.
I just assume the second book finishes.
Oh, it was like me when I did NaNoWriMo and like I was writing like the pinnacle moment, like the big scene where all the stuff happens all at once, and then I hit 50,000 words, and I'm like, I'm out. Like this thing is done. Like it felt exactly like that. Like I hit the word count, and I'm like, mic drop. Done. NaNoWriMo. I
kind of feel like that would be a smart thing for an author to do if they wanted to ransom the ending. So if people want to see the ending, they have to pay an extra $1.
Pay $1 and end with the ending. That would be so enraging.
It would, but maybe it's a new crowdsourcing idea. I don't know.
Well, that really felt like what it was. It was like Takarino says, buy book 2, the end.
It's like a movie or a TV show. A lot of books, maybe a lot of authors, maybe they think in that realm more than the book realm when they're writing a book.
Yeah.
So they think, oh, well, I'll just finish it up in the second. Kind of like an Empire Strikes Back situation.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, my opinion is along the same lines as you guys. I felt like there was very good writing. I feel like this is a very good writer, and it felt a little first booky in that she kind of had a sellable idea, and she threw a couple of extra things in there that didn't need. Like this, I love the idea of her being a tinkerer and like building things, but it didn't feel integrated into the whole. And then I loved all the research. She obviously knew the Fae world really well, like historically, which I really loved because a lot of the times people, there's not an authenticity there. I guess there was no Falcon.
Sorry.
Yeah. And there's something about, I had a really good comment and I just totally forgot it, but I really liked Gavin better than Kieran. I really didn't like Kieran as a love interest. Oh, this was my comment. I think the book would have done much, 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 much better if there had been a prologue showing the night that she and her mother got killed and she was with her, and then having Kieran show up and be like, let me, or in the shadows, somebody mysterious show up in the shadows, and then we cut to present day. And then because that would have, because I kept wanting to see the incident that made her this way, because Veronica's right. She's just like, I'm a murderer, blah, and I have to go walk, and I'm going to stab somebody in the nuts. Blah, blah,
Right.
It was just weird and it was just too much. It was unrealistic in its one-tone hostility. And had we had more context, I mean, maybe she wanted to jumpstart the idea that, hey, she's not a good fighter. It's that thing like, for any character, it's like, they're just naturally gifted and they can use the katana in 24 hours and they're an expert, right? So I get you want to like have a time jump between the time that trauma happened and her being a good fighter. But then there was something about it that the backstory just wasn't laid in a way that felt like I was able to relate to her until late into the first half of the book. So I guess that was my issue. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, every other good story where they have, the person who's the protagonist, the chosen one, basically, always has that kind of background. Star Wars, everything. I mean, that's Joseph Campbell, right?
Because
So,
yeah.
Even Game of Thrones even has, the scene at the very beginning where they show her giving birth, whatever her name is. And she died. Ned's wife, or no, not his wife. It wasn't his wife. Whoever it was.
He was already like preternaturally attuned to be an engineer, which is unusual for the time. Like nobody seemed to care about that. Like she and her mother were like crack shot engineers, which is awesome. But then I think I would have thought that would have been more fun to deal with the reality of that versus her being this crazy killer. I don't know. But anyway,
I have to admit, when I was like, and I had my battle. Remember, it was like, I guess it was a few months ago, I had that epic battle with the 2 mice in my apartment.
what?
No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
I think that was when we were on hiatus.
No, it would happen right before we went on hiatus, because remember I was telling you guys, if you see a mouse go by behind me, let me know, because I thought my apartment was infested with mice, though I think it was just one really fast one.
Yeah.
And I finally got rid of all of them, There's only like 3 of them, as far as I know. I haven't seen any evidence of any more mice. But I was like, after just having to deal with a really smart mice that cannot be killed, I kind of raged like she did in this book. Like instant, like I wanted to see the whites of their eyes when they died. Like I was like so angry. Kind of like when I was reading this book, I'm like, oh, so she's treating Faye like, you know, mice that just so happened to kill her mom.
Yeah.
But
well, no, I get that way about like ants, you know, and then it's just like, oh, I can't see anything but red.
I feel that way about the neighbor who doesn't clean up after his dog and they shit in front of my house.
Can I just tell you that what happened to me very briefly? Right after I had my baby, went in my back office and I opened the door and there were hundreds, if not 1,000 small red bugs dead on the floor. Yeah. So I go back there and I'm freaking out because I'm like, there were huge torrential rains. The setup is that there were huge rains in LA that week. So then I get home, I open the back office. There are dead bugs everywhere. I'm like freaking out. I sweep them all up and I throw them out. 4 days later, I go back to the back office again. More dead red bugs. So I call a natural exterminator because, of course, I don't want like real pesticides in the house because of the baby. And I'm like, hey, what's the deal with these bugs? And I sent them a picture. A day later, they called back and they were like, hey, we had to call an entomologist because we didn't know exactly what was going on.
What?
But yes, but by the way, you don't have insects. It is not an insect. We cannot come and exterminate anything because it's a crustacean. I had crabs in my back office.
Your office got crabs?
Yeah, so they were tiny crustaceans that live deep in the earth, and if there's too much water, they come out and they go inside, and basically they don't exist on the West Coast. They must have come in on a plant or something.
Your office just went wild while you were gone.
Yeah,
like it had like ladies over and
oh my god, that's so cool.
Are they like edible?
I mean, they were tiny. It would be like way less than popcorn shrimp.
Okay.
If you had if you were like half the size that you are, you could eat them as popcorn
They're
shrimp.
like sea monkeys, like brine shrimp.
Yes, they look like brine shrimp. They looked like brine shrimp. I would think I had a sea monkey infestation.
I thought that's what it was. You had a sea monkey, but they like somehow evolved to land.
Like everyone else's sea monkeys dies, but your sea monkeys thrive.
Anyway,
They're like they're in your house and they're like, I'm Zoidberg, homeowner. I stole the Zoidberg joke from Toronto Gal. I'm sorry, but I did the homeowner part because that's my favorite line from Futurama.
you gave her a shout out. It's fine.
Yeah. Anytime you can quote Zoidberg, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, overall, the forum discussion summary was: it is a light and easy read, well written but not exceptional, decent prose, interesting, fast paced and uncomplimented, and different fairy tastes. The cons were the non-ending, heavy use of tropes, lopsided love triangle. But we'll talk about this love triangle because it wasn't. Possible gay stereotyping of Derek, a fairy pixie who literally lives in a closet and loves to sew.
Yeah, but come on. Like, I don't think that's necessarily like, I don't think, and I don't know, I'm not a gay guy, I'm bi, so I can sort of say that didn't offend me, but did
anybody read that Karen Armstrong series? Rachel is the lead and she had a bunch of pixies in her backyard.
Yeah.
Did anybody read that? I didn't love that series, but I kind of was reminded of that series when I read this because I was like, oh, I like that pixie a lot.
Yeah.
I honestly, like maybe I should have or I was supposed to, but I didn't even read Derek as being gay.
Really? No, I didn't either. Derek or Gavin, I didn't read either of them being gay.
No, I just thought he was just like he was just a pixie that happened to like to sew and really wanted honey. So he would do whatever it took to get that honey. Got to get that shit. And so like, I just didn't, it didn't cross my mind.
Maybe we're so.
Yeah, they're saying Derek had a wife.
Yeah, maybe we're into gender fluidity so much that we don't really notice things that other people notice. I don't know.
Guys can like clothes without being gay. Erica, true. Because if you go to LA, Abbot Kinney, go down there. There are men's clothing stores that are more outrageous and more expensive than any women's clothes store that I would go in.
Yeah, I actually liked Derek a lot. I thought he was great. And I especially loved how much he hated that other dude.
Yes, because I kind of hated him too.
Oh, he hated him.
I kind of wanted just a book of Derek.
Yeah, I would read Derek fanfic.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this love triangle and talk about the characters. What did you guys think of Elena and Kieran and Gavin as characters? And what did you think of the triangle kind of that was set up? But not
really, though, was it? I mean,
not really.
I mean, Kieran's supposed to be like the bad boy, right?
Yeah.
And Gavin's supposed to be like the nice, stable dude that you should be.
Well, you know, like the human.
Yeah,
human.
but the problem is that in all these romances, especially when you have, and maybe this is maybe I'm kind of projecting a little bit too, but it's like if you have an over productive, rage-filled woman who's got a vendetta, those characters tend to gravitate towards the bad boy more than they gravitate towards the dude that's going to be stable for them. So I guess that's a trope in a lot of our romance books. I mean, how many romance books have we read where we're like, God, we wish she would have gotten together with the best friend?
Yeah,
there was instead of this like train wreck that's coming her way, but he's hot.
There's a series by Michelle Sagara that started out really cool, and then I just stopped reading it because it just went on forever. But she had a best friend there, and then there was the bad boy love interest, and I loved the bad boy love interest. And when it looked like she was not going to end up with the bad boy love interest, and she was going to end up with the best friend character, I was like, I'm out of here. But this one, I didn't like Kieran at all. I liked Gavin. I was like, that sequence where they escaped was my favorite. And I liked him way better than Kieran.
And their banter was better. Like I feel like they actually did have more chemistry. Maybe I give more credence to banter, like a Nick and Nora type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I give credence to, I mean, I've always been Buffy and Spike instead of Buffy and Angel, because Buffy and Spike had chemistry because they were fighting all the time. Mm-hmm. Angel just moped around all the time. So I kind of equated it like that, because she's kind of a Buffy character in a way where she's a hunter. She knows how to do a lot of stuff, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But the humor wasn't there. So it wasn't quite the same analogy. But yeah, I liked Gavin. But again, honestly, I liked Derek the best, and he's not even part of that love triangle. So
I thought like Gavin seemed to be much more of a bad boy. Like when we first met him, like he seemed a little more like, you know, handsome and mysterious, and he'd kind of matured since he had been away. And like we learn it's because he doesn't sleep because he has these visions because he's a seer and he's miserable. But like the initial like meeting where they see each other at the party, like he does seem kind of like mysterious and dark. And then it isn't until like she saves his butt a bunch of times where he loses that edge a little bit, I think. And I wonder if that was either intentional or if it just kind of like came off that way, if he was somehow like to the readers, like what's the opposite of unmasculated?
We're so articulate tonight.
I had
like, what's the word for when you take demystified? He was demystified, so he didn't have that air. He didn't have that like sensibility, that dark sensibility. If you have to save somebody's ass constantly, the appeal goes away.
But honestly, like, there was some saving too. Like he helped her out too. Like when she, like all up, like after she fell into the lake and she was freezing and needed help. Like they were both vulnerable in front of each other, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, I liked him better, and I also liked his backstory. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it would actually come in more handy. Like you have somebody who could see the future. Like you should use it A for lotto tickets, and then B maybe save Edinburgh.
That seeing bits and pieces, and you can't quite figure out exactly what's going to happen and when it and how it's going to happen. You don't see lotto numbers, right?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe?
I don't know.
That would be useless then.
I have hindsight. I don't have foresight. I have that thing where I regret everything I've ever done instead of prevent regrettable things I've ever done.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, so we have some questions for the forum that are pretty awesome, and I want to get to them, so we have enough time. Harrio asks, do you have any personal pet peeves that make you less likely to sympathize with a protagonist? For example, people keep calling this a Mary Sue, and that prejudices me from the start against her. I like my characters with a little grit, and I don't mean the true kind. I mean,
my characters just be covered in grit, like dirty. No, yeah. I agree with that. Like, I hate perfect characters right out the gate. That just bugs me. I don't like perfect people in real life. Why would I want to read them in my books? So she wasn't really perfect. She's pretty flawed. I mean, she definitely had issues.
I thought her issues were a little. I was turned off by her as a character because we were dropped in a situation where she was just irrationally murdering fairies. And like, to me, I think fairies are cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, kill that old man. He must be cool. That's a cool fairy. So I didn't understand where she was coming from. And she seemed like weirdly one note and irrational. And then I didn't buy that she would be able to cover up her ripped up bodice. So automatically the beginning of the book made me like try to get over a hump, where I think the middle toward the end of the book was much better, like really enjoyably written.
And like all the buildup, I think, especially too, to that final battle, which is one of the reasons why I was so furious with the ending, is because the whole second half of the book is a training montage, like getting ready for this fight. Yeah. And then we just get like totally, you know, to use a phrase that doesn't really exist, probably blue-balled.
That exists.
Well, the phrase exists. I have been told that
honestly,
it is a baloney idea. Never mind.
Wait. You've been told what?
Yeah, like it's not a real thing that happens to guys.
Yeah.
But their balls don't turn blue?
No.
And like they can survive, not, you know.
They're not going to die if you don't bone them or give them.
It's not going to kill them. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? All these years I've been told so many lies.
They're like, I have to have sex. Yeah. What?
You owe it to me now.
Hey, baby. Like, I'm going to be in so much pain if I don't blow my load right now, baby. Like, that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm real potty mouth tonight.
We got a lot of shoulder going on
I'm
tonight.
gonna say that next time. I'm gonna be like, my boobs will fall off if we don't have sex.
Yeah.
I don't want my boobs to fall off.
That.
It's horrible if my boobs fell off.
Oh my God, I'm blushing now. I got too obscene, and now I can't handle it.
You've embarrassed yourself.
I embarrassed myself.
Veronica is flushed with obscenities.
Good job. Good.
I'm done. Cut me off. I'm done.
Oh boy.
Stick a fork in me.
No, I think this book,
Oh God.
this book is especially good for people who hate fae. So I think if you hate fairies right out of the gate, this book is for you.
Yeah. If you want to murder some fairies that are not really that cute. If you're going around stabbing derricks, that would be a really bad book.
Yeah, don't kill Tom Link.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
No.
Okay, next question. We've answered a couple of these in our thing. So next question would be, Jessica, if you were an engineering-minded tinkerer in a steampunk version of the 19th century Scotland, what would you invent?
Ha.
Was this person asking Jessica? Because I was like, who's...
No, the question.
Jessica is the person asking the question.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking around for Jessica. Where is she, and why isn't she here?
I renamed my dog Jessica. So
that makes sense. All right.
What would you invent? Come on, Kyla. What would you invent?
What? Oh! If I could tinker for a soldier spy, I would.
I know what I do. I would do. It would be a laundry system where you just put a dirty piece in, and not only would they wash it, they would dry it, they would press it and fold it neatly, and then put it in my closet.
Wow.
Oh.
Here's the thing that I would do, and I wouldn't even need steam, just regular water. I would make this amazing thing called indoor plumbing. You don't even need hot water. You just need regular water and good old-fashioned gravity.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
What is this witchcraft you talk of?
I know.
I'm reporting you to the village elders. You know what I would make, and I don't think this has anything to do with steampunk or anything. I just would make it like as I walked through every room when I woke up in the morning. As I left the room, it would be perfectly clean, and I never had to do anything. I just as I left it.
That's witchcraft.
Oh, you know what else I would make?
That's fine.
If I was living, what century is this?
19th century.
19th century? Okay. So if I was living in 19th century steampunk Scotland and I was an engineer, I would make penicillin.
Oh.
I would make penicillin.
Because you're an engineer?
Just because you need penicillin.
How do you do that as an engineer?
Because I would just figure it out.
Because you're so smart.
Penicillin was figured out by accident because someone left some bread out.
Yeah, and then I would be the person to figure that out because
of your engineering?
Because of my engineering.
Like I'm pretty sure
I have a reason. What, are you putting me into a box now? You say
I'm just trying to be clear.
All right.
Are we penicillin splaining?
I think me. I'm the inventor here.
Yeah, I think that
I have like penicillin growing in my fridge right now. If you want to test it, I love how Veronica's coming up with all these things that are actually useful. I was just gonna say like Iron Duke situation. I would just build a guy. Like I would just build a boyfriend. Like a
Build a boy? Build a boy. That would be like a shop in 19th century Scotland. Build a boy. Build a boy.
It's like, it's like Pinocchio, but with metal parts.
Or like
That didn't happen in Iron Duke. I think you're thinking he's
Iron Duke.
it.
Like Iron Duke.
I don't remember Iron Duke. No, that was a very swarthy, hairy man who had sex with that girl, and that was a good book.
He was not a robot lover.
No, he was not a robot.
I guess my version would be it would be closer to like Data from Next Generation Star Trek. Or the Tin Man was kind of hot in Wizard of Oz. I could get down on that.
Is there like Data didn't have sex, did he?
Yeah, he did. He had sex with the lady that died in the
Tasha Yar.
Tasha. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had sex?
About Tin Man. I'm like, wait, what part of Wizard of Oz did I miss?
Yeah, she took some potion or something happened to her.
You find out
She
Data.
got all dressed up by Deanna Troy, and then she went in and sexed up Data, and he popped his robot cherry.
No, what happened was that it was some virus that took over the ship that made everybody either do the opposite what they normally do or fall into like their id, the urges. Right. Yeah. And then you find out Data's fully operational.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of fan fiction. I may have written some about that episode. But yeah, if I was a steampunk like inventor, I'd either build like a guy, so I wouldn't have to worry about, or a woman, just depending on what I was into.
What about one who had both parts? I mean, you could build a very multi-tool.
They could switch around.
Yeah. Right? Or I would do the Joan Jetson. Is it Joan Jetson? What's the wife's name? The Jetson.
Judy
Jetson. No, Judy Jetson is the daughter.
Oh.
I forgot the name.
This is Joan.
Joan?
Isn't it Joan? I think it's Joan.
Yeah.
So they had this invention that she puts on something on her head and then takes it right off and she has perfect hair.
Yeah.
So like the steampunk version of Kyla hair where it's like instantly awesome Kyla hair. I take it off and it's fine. Like
Jane.
Sweet.
So I would either go for the perfect man or the perfect hair.
There's some really funny comments. Did Data have Bluetooth balls? Everybody, chat is on fire tonight, you guys. Chat is on fire. Daughter, Judy, Jane, his wife. Wait, Veronica, why didn't you know this?
I know that whole song. Yeah. I was looking at the giant story.
Yeah.
She's bragging up her jingle. I'm a savant with jingles. Except for Jetsons.
Wait. Well, why don't you think I know that song?
Because we kept saying, well, who's the wife? And you get.
I'm sorry. Jane, his wife, daughter, Judy. Yeah, I know that one too.
Because she's an engineer, you guys.
Because I'm an engineer and I invented penicillin.
She's busy trying to save our lives.
Stop trying to put me in a box.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants.
All right, last question. Matthew and Laura separately kind of ask, what would your magic taste like? What would your face scent?
That got weird all of a sudden.
What would your face scent be? What would your magic? This is magic. This scent.
Face.
Magic.
Oh, face.
Magic. It's magic. It's magic.
No, don't do it.
It's magic.
Stop it.
What is it? My sense.
I'm freaking out.
I think we just manifested something.
I feel like that vomiting gnome that vomits everywhere. ASMR video ever. Ever. It's just you guys trying to do it and screaming.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Okay.
Oh God, I can't with
Oh, quit eating! Don't eat the apple right next to the mic, Felicia. What are you doing?
Why are you trying to kill us?
That's always been a pet peeve of mine when I watch movies and you can hear them eating. Like you can actually hear them smacking their lips when they're eating pizza during like some
Disgusting.
Okay. All right, we're good here.
All right. Well,
I think
this one should get a lot more views if we just put ASMR in front of
a lot. We've covered a lot. We've talked about Felicia's pubes. We've talked about duck penises.
we talked about my pubes. We did. What happened?
We talked about blue balls, and we did ASMR. I mean, we covered a lot of ground here.
It's been an action-packed hour, you guys. Really action-packed.
We kind of talked about the book.
I mean, there wasn't a falcon in the fucking book.
wasn't a falcon.
So what do you expect from us?
It was called The Falconer. It has the prettiest cover of any book I've read in quite a while.
That hair color, Look
at this cover, you guys. So that is a gorgeous cover.
You can't buy that on Madison Reed.
No.
That is Felicia with the sword, with a dagger.
I know. Those are some tresses.
I got your Madison Reed joke there.
Thank you.
Because I see it on the Pinterest all the time.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh, we're just making hair dye jokes.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that anymore.
And we also have a couple people who've already started the next book, and people are traumatized, Kyla. So that should be it.
Yay!
Okay. So the group has reread. Okay, so the group reread Grave Witch of Alex Kraft, the first Vaginal Fantasy pick. I think that was the alt for last month, and the next May alt pick is Palimpsest. Palimpsest.
What?
Anyway, it's palimpsest. It's not even a word. It's a make-up word by Catherine M. Valente, and it looks really good.
Supposed to be really good. Yes.
Yeah, I really want to read that. Actually, I'm going to buy that as soon as I get the other books for the club. The main pick is Kyla's pick. It's Shadow Seduction. Immortals After Dark, number 17. The Dossians, number 2 by Cresley Cole. Yeah. So this is 17 in a series, but guys, you don't need to know. I mean,
okay.
I don't know if you don't need to know it. I haven't read it, but I just assume we're fine.
You don't need to know it. If you've read any kind of like urban things with demons and fae and that kind of stuff in it, then you're fine.
And it's a male book, right?
It is, which I didn't know going into it, and I was like, wait, hold up. Is this where I think it's going?
I mean, it's gay porn. That's what Tamaranian said. It's gay porn.
It is. But it's gay. But they are love.
It's also love. It's also love. All right.
They still do the mine. So
is there any blue balls?
It's like, hold up. As long as there's love.
Yeah.
I'm in. There better be love.
Oh, they're rereading Grave Witch this month. Okay, you guys. They're rereading Grave Witch this month. I don't know what happened to the pamphlet, but whatever it is, I'm going to read it whenever it's being. Just go to the forum, goodreads.com/vaginal fantasy.
Why are they rereading something already? There's more books out there. We already read that book.
But that's one of my favorite series, and she has a new one in the series coming out this summer. So if you want to read that series up to the new one in July, I believe it's coming out. It's one of my favorite urban fantasy series. So if you want a good series, start that one.
Also, I'm just going to do a quick plug for Amber Benson. Her new book for the Witches of Echo Park just came out.
Oh,
so I think it's the second book in the series.
Ooh.
So if you read Witches of Echo Park, it's the sequel that just came out. It is also very good.
Just to be clear, there is now a group reread every month, and then there's also an alt.
Okay.
So Sean Sandalookie Look is the leader of our pack. And he does a lot of work in our forum. I just thank you for you, Sean, because you are you're the glue with which the forum is held together.
You're our wolf pack glue.
I would like to recommend Fire Engine Man.
Is there good sex? Is there a good sex scene in there?
No. But I just like that it's called Fire Engine Man. And that is what I call them from now on. The Fire Engine Man.
Fire Engine Man. Anything for you, Veronica? Anything?
Yeah.
Sword and Laser
Yeah.
is reading. I can't
Iron
remember
Division.
what it's reading. I can't remember what we're reading.
Well,
Can't remember.
check it out
Sean,
on Goodreads.
what are we reading? I don't know. We're on there. Goodreads.com/sword and laser.
Are you guys reading Cory Doctorow's new book that just came out?
Nope.
No.
Well, it's good.
But you know what I got? You know what I did get that I'm excited about? I got Annalise' new book.
Yay, I did too.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I want it me likey.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, I am reading a book. It's a 3-parter of Becoming Marie
Oh, thank you,
Antoinette.
Jessica. I'm sorry. It's A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers is what we're reading for Sword and Laser.
Oh, okay.
Sword and Laser is a sci-fi fantasy book club that is helmed by Veronica and Tom Merritt, and
Yes.
it does it's not a romance. This is
Some of our
romance.
books, sometimes books have romance in them, but it's not
Yeah.
an intentionally romantic sci-fi fantasy book club.
I'm reading a really good sci-fi book you might like, Veronica.
What's
It's
that?
it's called Pretty Happy Healthy Ways to Live Your Body by Kate Hudson.
Oh,
What?
Is it not sci-fi? I thought it was sci-fi. I'm reading
It's-
like it's sci-fi.
It seems like it because why
Well,
would she
it's
ever
like a
have to
Cylon
question
for
that?
It's naked on the back, so I
What?
read it like it's a sci-fi book.
nice.
I just, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's this month's hangout.
So drunk.
Our next hangout is May 30th. Go to goodreads.com/vaginal fantasy to discuss this book and anything else you want to do. You can just create a topic in the monthly forum folder and just go at it, guys. Talk about whatever you want. Talk about the alt book, the main book, the reread, anything you want. Just go there.
Yeah. And you're welcome for not doing it's going to be May jokes yet.
Oh yeah, Timberlake.
Oh,
Okay, I don't know that meme. I don't get. Hold up.
I don't know it either.
I don't understand that joke.
It's a song from when he was in Sync, and that's the way he pronounced it, and then it's just become this whole thing.
What did he say?
It's going to be me, but they wanted him to pronounce it like May. And
Like
so
May.
like,
What?
it's going to be May. So
Dark
every
time.
May.
Got it.
And he actually tweeted, "It's May, you guys,"
Yeah.
yesterday
That's funny.
or 2 days ago.
That's
So
funny.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you May
Sorry.
30th, you guys.
It's going to be May.
It's gonna be May. Bye.
May.